For exercise 3 in chapter 2, again I'm going to start by going new, sketch, and I'm going to name this EX2-3, and I'll say OK. And now, just like I've been starting everything else, I'm just going to draw a couple of lines to give myself a baseline first. And in this particular example, I'm going to draw the bottom line. And that's the only one I'm going to draw for right now, and I'm going to give that a diameter of 120. Now that I have a good reference for the scale that this thing is, I'm going to go ahead and draw my line up, and then the diagonal up, and then I'm just going to come back down and line everything up. Now the thing that's going to be a little different here is I also need the cutout in the bottom, so that's diagonal line up, over, and back down. Now once I go to delete segment and I get rid of this, you'll see that I've got a lot of dimensions that are required to make this work. I'm going to use my equal constraint, and I'm going to set all of these lines that are supposed to be equal to each other. Make sure you middle click in between each of these so that you don't accidentally put an equal in between two lines that are not supposed to be equal. So as I go through here and make everything equal, you'll see that the number of dimensions required is dramatically decreased. I can now change this dimension right here to 60. This one here I've got to go back to the 120. And the side segments in this case are 30. The vertical height here is 15. Now this 31, I'm not sure how that one got to be a hard dimension because I didn't actually place that dimension. So what I want to do is delete that, and it'll go back to a weak dimension, and now I can continue dimensioning. So we'll go normal between here and here is 60. And then I've got an angular dimension between here and here, which is 60 degrees. So there, everything is now dimensioned down here. The last dimension I need is an overall dimension of 135. So once I put that in, because this line, because I have all of the equal constraints in here, I don't have to worry about whether or not this is centered because everything is set to be equal and everything else is dimensioned. So once you get your equal signs and everything else in there, everything else should fall into place.